வணக்கம்ங்க எல்லாரும் ஜாயின் பண்ண எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம்.
வணக்கம். Shini, we can give another minute.
Yeah. Just one more minute, we can start the call. Okay, it is 8:02. Vanakkam, thank you எல்லாரும் join பண்ணதுக்கு. I think we can start the call. So we have Mr. Bijoy John here. So thank you, Doctor, for accepting our invite and presenting this call. Mr. Bijoy, he has been in this for like more than 25 years, and I think he is doing sleep for not the 25 years, but maybe a few years. But Doctor can explain more about it. So in the call நம்ம ரொம்ப ஸ்லீப் பத்தி பேச போறோம், how it can improve our productivity and health. So sir already நேத்து ஒரு intro கொடுத்திருந்தாரு, so probably will follow on the same topic. Thank you. We have good amount of participation, Doctor. Yeah, I think you can take over.
Okay. Hello, vanakkam. Good to see you. So எல்லாரையும் பார்த்து very very happy to see everybody. So Nashville over 25 years இருக்காங்க. So I've been practicing sleep for that time, but I was doing நிறைய அந்த specialty ICU, critical care, pulmonary அதெல்லாம் பண்ணிருந்தேன். But last 5 years 100% sleep. So 3 years ago I started my own clinic. 2 years ago I wrote this book. So I'm on this journey to improve sleep for everybody. So the challenge, sleep and the problem now, most people don't recognize the importance or the impact it can have. So நம்மளுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி பல்லு வலி இருந்ததுனா இல்லை ஏதாவது ப்ராப்ளம் இருந்தால் உடனே நம்ம we will get help, right? So sleep it accumulates over a period of time. So in my opinion, most people are not sleeping. So that's why it inspired me to write this book. யாருமே தூங்குறது இல்லை. So if this title actually came, ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு ராத்திரி தூங்கின அப்புறம் தான் இந்த டைட்டில் வந்தது. So this is very apt. So we will go through. So half the session I will dedicate to the slides. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு half time question and answers. So that's my plan. So I'll be ready. All right. So this is the 7 proven sleep strategies. அதாவது 7 strategies, mostly holistic. medicine இல்லாம தான் my aim. நிறைய பேர் எல்லாம் தூக்க மாத்திரை எல்லாம் சாப்பிட்டு எங்கேயாவது வருவாங்க. So I slowly wean them off all this pills and all that. That's my goal in my life. So I've helped thousands of folks over the past several years. So in the chapters I focused into the book in the whole family காக நான் எழுதிருக்கேன். There are books in sleep about insomnia, sleep apnea, but there's nothing for the whole family. So sleep in children is so important. And I also have written about sleep and teenagers. Teenagers நம்ம பசங்கலாம் தூங்குறதே இல்லை, எல்லாம் அந்த ஃபோன் வச்சு சுத்தின்னு இருக்காங்க. But once they recognize how important sleep is, then they can be better. அப்புறம் everybody's trying to lose weight, but if you sleep better, you can lose weight. A big topic is mental health, sleep and anxiety. I call it the bi-directional. நல்லா தூங்கனா anxious-ஆ இருப்போம், anxious-ஆ இருந்தா நல்லா தூங்க வராது. So it's like a vicious cycle. And then somewhere along the line, we forget about women's sleep. So that's a very important topic. And also we've forgotten about the older adults. I had all our senior citizens from the Indian Association of Nashville. About a month ago, Martin Centerல I was able to talk to a big group of senior adults. So that was about a month ago. So definition of sleep. Sleep is a state of bliss, right? So in the state la நம்ம எல்லாரும் equal. There is no monetary possession, nothing. So we are all free to do what we want in our sleep. So that's one state. If you ask me what is the state, எல்லாரும் ஒண்ணா இருக்கும் or the same, whether you are a king or a pauper or you're a scientist or a cricketer, we're all the same. But the beauty is, the famous people they recognize how the importance of sleep is. Even Virat Kohli, அவங்கள கேட்டா what he says, சொல்றாரு sleep தான் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். So most of the top people, even LeBron James, Tom Brady, all of them, எல்லாருக்கும் sleep ஓட importance தெரியும். நம்ம தான் we compromise sleep to work, but if you actually sleep better, you can work even better. So it's a complex play of various chemicals. So new exciting input from sleep is, we also know in the muscles இருந்தெல்லாம் கூட நிறைய இந்த sleep secreting hormones வருது போல இருக்கு. So research has been done in animals, so very excited. So நம்ம பார்த்தோன்னா இந்த laborers, the கூலிக்காரங்க எல்லாம் நல்லா தூங்குவாங்க because they work so hard. So now we know why. So that's going to be the big topic, excitement in the next 10 years, sleep and muscle. So sleep is a superpower. So we don't need a cape. So this is my team who developed that with my logo up top. So we all have it. It's free. We can harness and be the best version of ourselves. So look at the beauty of sleep. It's not constant. So மேல பார்த்தா awake, அப்புறம் REM sleep, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So we go in and out. So the most important thing to my right side, the dark இருக்கு. So that is REM sleep. You have more of that in the morning. And the deep sleep early part of the night தான். ஆனா தான் எல்லாருக்கும் சொல்ல 10 o'clock தான் தூங்கணும். ஏன் லேட்டா தூங்குனா என்ன ப்ராப்ளம்னா இந்த deep sleep நிறைய வராது. So morning ஆயிடும், light வரும். So you'll have more of the REM sleep. So REM misconception. நிறைய பேர் எல்லாரும் சொல்லுவாங்க REM sleep தான் ரொம்ப நல்லது. Actually, it's actually wrong. The stage 3 of non-REM sleep தான் the so beautiful sleep. So I call it the sweet sleep. So அது கிடைக்கணும்னா time படுத்து தூங்கணும். So that's the challenge there. So how many hours of sleep? So the சின்ன குழந்தைகளுக்கெல்லாம் 14 to 18 hours தேவை. Preschool பசங்களுக்கு 10 to 13 hours. School age 9 to 11 hours. Teens 8 to 10 hours. இங்கதான் teens they are sleeping 6 hours. The remaining 4 hours which they are supposed to sleep they are on the phone, which is a major challenge. So adults நமக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் 7 to 8 hours தேவைப்படும். So that's the general. So somewhere along the line 7 to 8 hours for adults, 8 to 10 hours for children. So very, very important slide. All right, so head to toe. Brain if you don't sleep well, you're in a mental fog, or tired இருப்பீங்க, then you are not a good employee. எல்லாரும் கூட சண்டை போடுவீங்க, நல்ல மூட்ல இல்ல, maybe sleepy or drive. And then if you sleep well, you can prevent dementia. So this is one of the treatable causes to prevent dementia. What an important topic. So there's something called the glymphatic system, not the lymphatic system, or system of the brain. So when you sleep, it gets activated and cleans all the muck. So அதனால நம்ம தூங்குன உடனே தான் மார்னிங் எழுந்தா நல்லா இருக்கும். So லைஃப்ல நமக்கு ஏதாவது ப்ராப்ளம் வந்தா எல்லாரும் என்ன சொல்லுவோம், let's sleep on it. Nobody says let's work out or eat on it. So everybody says let's sleep on it. So sleep is very healing, therapeutic. And sometimes ADHD problem, the குழந்தைகளுக்குலாம் நிறைய ADHD symptoms one of the main reasons is lack of sleep. Very strong correlation. A third of the children diagnosed with ADHD have sleep problems or sleep apnea problems. So another important thing about anxiety and depression, I talked about, is a major problem in the world, especially adults and children. Okay. So memory and learning for young students who are from a சின்ன வயசுல இருந்தே எனக்கு நல்லா தெரியும், நல்லா தூங்கிட்டு அப்புறம் எக்ஸாம் எழுதினா நல்லா பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுவேன். If I don't sleep well and I study and burn the midnight oil, I don't actually score well. So சின்ன வயசுல இருந்தே எனக்கு நல்லா தெரியும். So memory consolidation, information storage. So more than 35% of children, I think this number is even more. I would say 70% of the children are not sleeping the recommended time. So this is the story of Jen, or an 18-year-old girl. She was a high school senior. She was tired all the time. எப்போதுமே tired, and finally she has seen many doctors. She's seen regular doctor, pediatrician, nutritionist, psychiatrist, neurologist. Finally she was sleeping and she had an accident. So then she was in the psychiatric unit because she actually was on a lot of medications. So then the psychiatrist என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்ட் தான் அவர் சொன்னார் maybe it's sleep problem because he gave a medicine and she actually had narcolepsy. So when you have so many symptoms of tiredness, tiredness can be meaning a lot of things. So tired இருந்தோ பசங்க எல்லாம் tired இருந்தா எல்லாம் சொல்லுவாங்க lazy சொல்லுவாங்க இல்ல depression சொல்லுவாங்க இல்ல ரொம்ப work hard இல்ல, but maybe it's a sleep problem. So this is the important. Sleep affects slowly. So this child was suffering for about 10, 12 years before she was diagnosed with this condition. So pay attention to all of us. If you are tired, அதாவது நம்ம எப்போதுமே tired ஒரு மாதிரி foggy இருந்தா we have to think about the sleep problem. All right, so this is a slide, magic slide. It explains everything. I don't think we need any explanation. Poor sleep and anxiety, depression is a vicious cycle. So how to break this cycle is you have to sleep better. So by focusing on sleep, நிறைய psychiatric patient, depression, anxiety patients எல்லாம் நல்லா தூங்க சொல்லி கொடுத்தோன்னே அவங்களோட மெடிசன்ஸ் எல்லாம் நல்லா குறைஞ்சிருக்கு. So this is very, very important slide. And now we move on to the favorite sleep and weight gain. So this is mostly for adults. நம்ம எல்லாருமே we're trying to lose weight, but sleep is the foundation, the bottom foundation on which fitness and weight gain is possible. So very simple. ரொம்ப நேரம் நல்லா தூங்கலன்னா நிறைய நேரம் முழிச்சுட்டு இருப்போம். முழிச்சுட்டு இருக்கும்போது நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், we actually go and eat, right? சும்மா ஏதாவது சாப்பிட்டுக்கணும். I used to be a shift worker. ICU எல்லாம் intensive care unitல call. So that's why night shift workers எல்லாம் they are more overweight. Simple reason they are more weight. அப்புறம் bad choices. When we are tired, we get candy and drinks, soda, cookies. So then when you have a full stomach, you have a tendency to heartburn. So the key here is நல்லா தூங்கணும்னா the leptin ghrelin. There's a lot of information about leptin and ghrelin. Leptin lowers our appetite and ghrelin increases our appetite. So when you don't sleep well, you have less leptin and more ghrelin. So நல்லா தூங்கணும்னா தான் ஈஸியா weight loss பண்ண முடியும். Not to mention about cortisol and everything. And also weight gain causes sleep apnea. So important. So if you're not losing weight, if you're feeling tired, you might want to focus on your sleep. All right, most bedroom is for for sleeping, but most people are either worrying or snoring. So this is very interesting. Sleep apnea is a condition I have to talk, especially in adults. We'll spend some time here. So the risk factors, sleep apnea. I'll talk a little bit about the symptoms. So quarter விட்டா there's a 90% chance when you have sleep apnea. So நம்ம கல்ச்சர் எல்லாம் குறைட்ட விட்டா எல்லாரும் நல்லா தூங்குறாங்க அப்படின்னு ஒரு false misconception. மேல் ஆம்பளைங்க தான் நிறைய ஸ்னோர் பண்ணுவாங்க. வெரி சிம்பிள் ரீசன். our voice box and the area எல்லாம் ஒரு trumpet மாதிரி. Larynx is like the bottom of the trumpet, so that sound gets amplified. அதனால தான் men actually sleep more because men's larynx is larger. Very simple reason. But actually when you snore or குறைட்ட விட்டா it's actually a sign of obstruction. So the risk factors of sleep apnea is weight gain, position of your jaw, hormonal changes, and sleep position, especially when you sleep on your back. So this is the anatomy. Normal is on the left side. Sleep apnea, that place is all narrow. So there's a word called obstructive sleep apnea. So the tongue, especially when you lay on your back, முதுகுல படுக்கும்போது அந்த tongue it will close the airway. So another commonly the spouse's elbow, அப்பதான் எல்லாரும் திரும்பி படுத்துப்போம், அப்பதான் snoring போயிடும். So this is a very simple explanation of sleep apnea. And the word is obstruction, so there is literally an obstruction there. So எல்லாருக்கும் பயம், sleep labல டெஸ்ட் எல்லாம் பண்ணுவாங்க. இப்பெல்லாம் என்னோட கிளினிக்ல this is the technology I use. It's like a watch. You can sleep in your own home with a watch. So I get all this information. பயங்கரமான data. So the second line is the snoring. Third line is the dangerous. That's the oxygen dropping. So the oxygen drop ஆகும்போது fourth line என்ன ஆகும், heart to compensate goes so fast. So இப்பதான் arrhythmia இல்ல ventricular fibrillation எல்லாம் வரும். So அதனால தான் நிறைய பேர் தூக்கத்துல இறந்து போயிடுவாங்க. So the reason is they might have sleep apnea. So Reggie White was a football player. So they all talked about, actually Justice Antonin Scalia also had, and also our famous Buffy Lahiri. these are all in the press. So they all have sleep apnea. So the response of the heart is very dangerous. So this is our important slide. The oxygen, the third line, drop. When the oxygen goes drop, the heart goes beat so fast. So then sleep apnea or other risk problem it can cause uncontrolled blood pressure, diabetes. So just by controlling sleep apnea, you can come off a majority of your blood pressure medication. So really, யாருக்காவது blood pressure இருந்ததுன்னா and they are snoring, அவங்களெல்லாம் sleep apnea rule out பண்ணி advice கொடுக்குறேன். So look at this, how poor sleep affects the whole body. Snoring, blood pressure, weight gain, heart, memory problem, diabetes, ADHD, sudden death, accidents, aches and pains, athletic, overall well-being. So it affects all parts of our body, low testosterone levels. So it affects everything. So pay attention. We can get better at a lot of things by controlling our sleep and sleep apnea. So there's treatment. This is the latest treatment. So you just keep this in your mouth for sleep apnea. This is the oral appliance. எல்லாரும் the CPAP பத்தி பயந்துருப்பாங்க. So here the mask is so much smaller, so easy to use. So I had to talk about the sleep apnea affecting adults. So major treatable conditions. In fact, அதாவது என்னோட bookல வந்து reference கொடுத்திருக்கேன். South Asians and African Americans increase risk of sleep apnea. So we are all sitting ducks. Please, if you snore, I'm a personal sufferer of sleep apnea myself, and anybody who crosses after 50 years of age, there's almost like 80%, especially if you're an South Asian, we are all at risk, so please make sure. So insomnia is very common, cannot fall asleep or stay asleep. So எல்லாரும் ராத்திரில படுத்துட்டு they just start worrying. மனசு வந்து ரெஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியல, கவலைப்பட்டுனே இருக்காங்க. But that could be also, I classify as primary and secondary. Primary na ஒரு cause இல்ல. Secondary வந்து it could be due to sleep apnea, anxiety, depression, restless legs, or heart problem, lung problem, different problems. So I'll give you some of the tips how to sleep better, but make sure you don't have other conditions. So look at the economic impact. Sleep disorders were in 2021 was $411 billion. So people are less productive. The people a worker loses about $5,000 by not showing to work. People are at risk for, viral infection, not to mention the accidents and errors. But ராத்திரியில பாத்தீங்கன்னா எவ்வளவு major disasters happen. Titanic, 3 mile disaster. Even the people who had the Challenger, எல்லாரும் சொன்னாங்க they didn't have good night's rest. So இப்போ கூட பென்சில்வேனியா பக்கத்துல ஒரு barge வந்து ஒரு ship that also happens at night. So a lot of things. So yeah, my best advice, ராத்திரியில நீங்க travel பண்ணும்போது please don't. If you have a chance to stay at a hotel, please stay in the hotel. அதுக்கப்புறம் next day morning வந்து leave, you can leave. Please remember this. If you don't remember anything, there are less than 2/3 of vehicles on the road by NTSB, but 2/3 of all accidents happen at night. So please don't drive. You're so sleepy. I have attended personally many accidents because of sleepy drivers at night. So just be careful. So in 2014, 10 years ago, CDC has described sleep as a public health problem. So this is my quick 7 strategies, the subtitle of my book. So SLEPNOW, right? Or sleep schedule, which is 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Low temperature in your bedroom because melatonin is secreted in low temperature and also in darkness. Electronics, make sure you don't use your electronics at least 30 minutes prior to going to sleep. And then exercise releases endorphins and increases the body temperature. Another 4 hours at least prior to sleeping, don't do it. And then power off your mind. That is easier said than done. But make sure you don't have your electronics close to you, or don't keep your temperature high in bedroom. அப்பதான் உங்க mind வந்து easier. I actually teach 2 techniques. One is vivid imagination. One is yoga nidra. That's how you turn off your mind. And then no to worries. I tell people எல்லாரையும் வந்து 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. daily worry பண்ணுங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் from 8 p.m. if you can resolve something, write it down. So we all have worries, but don't take it to your bedroom and then win by losing yourself. the hustle culture சொல்லுவோம். win இது பண்ணலாம் அது பண்ணலாம் தூங்காம பண்ணலாம் அதெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு யூஸே இல்லை. it will catch up with you. So just imagine if you don't sleep 1 hour every night, ஒரு வாரத்துல வந்து 7 hours தூங்கல, so it's almost like one whole night. So just think about all the stuff that I spoke. So sleep is a superpower. It affects several parts of the body function. You can achieve more by sleeping more or sleeping better. So sleep well and be well. So this is my family, my wife and two kind of normal kids. One is 27, one is 23. So that's my family. I've been living here for quite a bit. So when the book came on Amazon, it was a bestseller in sleep disorders. I released it in March, and I did get this award 2 days ago. In the health section is the international award, so people are being impacted by my book. I'm very, very happy and grateful for all the support. And this is my my social media. Please follow. I know some of you are following. They say I'm kind of hilarious, but maybe I don't know. So Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, then my office address, my office phone number. So I even have a Dr. Parker Lena. You can go to the Sleep Fix Academy, and I have my course there. You can take it. So this is all the stuff. Follow me, support me, share, like. I want to spread the message. So India la pona last time a few months later, some of the things I was on TV, Galata TV, right? That's it. I was on that. I had a huge response there. So my book Tamil on the translate பண்ணிட்டே இருக்காங்க. So maybe next year Tamil translation. So I'm really, really passionate about sleep, and so that's it. So I think we are good on time here. So please feel free to ask questions. Srini.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you. Really good insights kadachadu. Thank you. And doctor வந்து recently he was also interviewed by News Channel 5 if I'm not wrong. So he's very popular and he's best voted doctor for sleep. நீங்க எல்லாரும் அவரை பத்தி செக் பண்ணலாம். And I can open this for questions from anyone.
Yes. First of all, thank you, doctor. We want to congratulate for the award, what you've shown to us now. And also, this is the time for us to sleep. But as we are not sleeping, you set a session to make sure we are sleeping on time.
10 o'clock, Raja. 10 o'clock was on. I know 1 minute ago.
No, I'm just joking. And we are happy. Like other than the Tamil people, we have people from other tongue also they joined the class. So I think everybody is concerned that sleeping is very, very important. Right. So we want to especially thank you for being here, and maybe I can start with the question from my end. So you are in this field helping people to sleep for last 25 years or so. Can you give a real example where there's a situation where it's very serious and you need to step in? Some real example, right? People went to a depression, something like that. Can you share some real case that will really to see the importance
That's
of
what the Pondiyoda case பத்தி சொன்னேன். She was the lady, that young girl, the senior in high school. She was depressed and diagnosed பண்ணாங்க. She was called lazy. Then she took a whole bunch of pills and then literally drove. Then she was in an accident. And luckily she didn't hit anybody and she didn't injure herself. After that, then they went to the hospital, ICU, then finally psychiatrist பார்த்தோம்னா அவர் further questioning நல்லாவே, I mean, she was tired all the time. So after that, we were able to find out the real problem with her. So sleep problems can mask us tiredness. You can even mask us ADHD. See, this is the paradox. சின்ன பசங்களுக்கு நல்லா தூங்குனா they become hyper. See, என்னோட குழந்தைங்கலாம் கூட சின்ன வயசுல when they are hyper, I just hold them and they will go to sleep. So பசங்க சின்ன பசங்க when they are tired, they become hyper. But then as we get older, we lose control of our lives. Tired. So that's the paradox.
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
Yes.
I think senior people are raising hands.
Yeah. I think next is Prakash Venkatesan.
Hello, doctor. Thanks for the session, doctor. Doctor, எனக்கு ஒரே ஒரு question actually. இப்போ நீங்க சொன்னீங்க 4 hours before the exercise பண்ணனும் தூங்குறதுக்கு முன்னாடி எல்லாம். But actually இப்போ kids பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஸ்கூல்ல இருந்து வந்துட்டு they go for these classes and all those stuff, right?
Correct.
So that's not not really practical actually. So அப்படி இருக்கும்போது என்ன பண்ணணும்?
So another major focus is children. I go and speak in all the schools. So children they are affected by lack of sleep. Majority of the kids are not sleeping. So they have to wind down. So வீட்டுக்கு வந்தோம்னா homework இருக்கு. So I'm talking about exertional physical activity. So but most schools they stop exercise and everything by 6 p.m. Then you should not go on the travel. Too much work, so you have to find a way. So when you're generating heat, the heat is not good for, when you exercise you generate heat, cortisol, endorphins. That's not good for sleep. So you have to find a way. So there is something called athletic sleep screening questionnaire. So on the questionnaire it's available online. It's அதை நீங்க fill பண்ணோம்னா you can see how much all athletes, especially school and college athletes, are affected. 80% of the kids are sleep deprived in that category.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
This is Sebastian. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sebastian.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining, and I just placed an order your book. My question is how vitamins and minerals deficiency could affect our sleep.
Great question. So எல்லாரும் நிறைய people want to take something to go to sleep. Absolutely எதுமே வாங்காதீங்க, எல்லாம் scam. It won't help you. So but if you have a deficiency, two things are important, maybe three things. One is magnesium. Magnesium is important if you have a magnesium deficiency, and if you are magnesium also helps with anxiety a little bit, and also the muscle cramps magnesium helps. So those kind of things magnesium helps. Same thing with vitamin D. If you're deficient in vitamin D, you replace that. That will help. One of the causes of being tired is low vitamin D. So that's one. The third thing is melatonin. I would never recommend melatonin unless for jet lag or if you have a clock problem. Daily தூங்குறதுக்கு melatonin, please don't வாங்காதீங்க. நம்ம பாடியிலே நிறைய melatonin இருக்கு. It's a factory. So we need how to harness. So to answer the question, magnesium deficiency, vitamin D deficiency, they are good to replace. Other than that, no use for anything else.
Thank you.
Next question.
Vimal, yeah.
Yes, doctor. First of all, thank you very much for your presentation and all the achievements, and we are proud of you. And I don't know how much sleep you lost to write all those things and achieve all those things. Anyway, congratulations. And my question is, you mentioned about adults, we need to sleep maybe 7 to 8 hours.
Correct.
Sometimes because of our work culture and some of the work that we do, we may not get continuously 7 hours sleep. So is it okay that I sleep for 5 hours, then maybe when I get time again, I do for another 2 hours? Or is there any particular time that we need to keep up with that sleep, something like that?
Great question. So if the fun part is when I was writing the book, I'm done at 10 p.m. என்னோட டீம் எல்லாம் ராத்திரி எல்லாம் they were thinking என்ன பண்ணோம் இந்த புக் வந்து எப்படி நல்லா I had a coach, I had a whole team of people helping me with this. So next day அவங்க எல்லாம் ஒரு மாதிரி பேட் மூட்ல I call them in the morning and say அவங்க எல்லாம் சொன்னாங்க தூங்கவே இல்லை சார் அப்படின்றாங்க. நான் சொன்னேன் நீங்க புக் படிச்சீங்களா இல்லையா? So I tell them everybody to shut up at 10. So that's I actually practice that myself. So your question is great. So there is something called bed rotting. அதாவது பெட்லயே சும்மா படுத்து தூங்கணும். So if you are tired, you can make it up in the weekends. So that's very common. When I used to work night shifts, I always slept well the next day. So that is a term called bed rotting. I actually prescribe that to people. So but make sure you don't take your gadgets with you. Bedla வந்து படுத்துட்டு phone பார்க்கிறது, computer பார்க்கிறது is not good. So it's absolutely whenever you can make up for lost sleep, just make it up. Great.
Thank you.
Next question.
Hey Bijoy. Thank you, man. It's a great session. This is Shiva. So I think I know you touched a good point about snoring.
Yes.
I think my daughter says, Papa, you snore, but I never knew I'm snoring or not. So thing, right? So I know you talked about CPAP and devices, but is there any way to naturally get better in this area instead of going for those devices, or just curious to know about it?
Correct. So 100% of people who snore need to be evaluated because snoring now is a sign of obstruction. So the pipeல வந்து இப்போ வாட்டர் போச்சுன்னா அப்போ திடீர்னு அந்த பைப்பை நேரோ பண்ணா turbulence. Same thing. Airwayல ஏதாவது அந்த சின்ன பசங்களுக்கு வந்து tonsils, adenoids. Both my kids were snoring, they were sleepy. So I took them, I had them tonsils and adenoids taken out. But adults வந்து it's a little complicated. The tissue, the soft tissue collapses. So there is no exercise. But there is a Ricola ad. I don't know how many of you remember. It's called the D-do-do. It's a long thing you blow into it, and you can increase the tense, build up those muscles. But it's very, very difficult, complex stuff. But I use that Excite device, which is a daytime treatment. I keep it on my tongue for 20 minutes and strengthen my tongue. The tongue is the major problem; it falls back. So CPAP works. If it doesn't work, we have the other alternatives. So anybody who snores, 100%, whether you're a child or an adult, you've got to get, because treatment of sleep apnea adds 10 years to your life.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Yep.
If they share the slide, I know you mentioned the device, right? So that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's called Excite OSA. Something to be excited about.
I'm excited about it. So let's see. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yep. Thanks, Shiva. Next.
A little over.
Yeah, a little over. Selva, I know you raised your hand. Do you have any question? I think he's not in the call anymore. Any question from anyone?
Does red wine make you sleep better, or?
Okay, great question. So wine, alcohol is it's interesting. See, alcohol per se does not help us to sleep. Alcohol anesthetizes you, right? It numbs you and you go to sleep. And then alcohol metabolizes into something called acetaldehyde, which is an irritant and wakes you up. And also alcohol is diuretic, right? So it makes you pee at night, so you wake up. That's why the hangover, which is very common. So I make sure you should drink early and let the alcohol leave your system. But சிலவங்கலாம் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, தூங்குறதுக்காக alcohol குடிச்சு then they drink more and more, but it will never help you because it does not have any sleeping properties. Alcohol, numbs your brain and then just drowns it. So if you're drinking wine or whatever, drink early. It metabolizes in 3 hours. So if you're going to sleep at 10, make sure you're done with your wine or whiskey or bourbon early in the night. Great question. Next.
Thank you, doctor. Anyone else with any question? Yeah, I think we're good. Maybe I have a question, doctor. So, is oversleeping a problem? Like if we are sleeping like more than 8 hours? I know we cannot find time for it, but just a thought like.
Yes. So that's called hypersomnia. So that is itself is a condition where people sleep too much. So that's kind of a rare problem. So if you are sleeping consistently more than 10 hours, and if you're still tired, then you have a too much sleepy problem. Then it's the opposite of cannot go to sleep problem, right?
Yeah.
So that is actually, there are two conditions that causes. One's called narcolepsy, one's called hypersomnia. So it is definitely a condition where people sleep too much.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. It was a great session. I think we all got like very good information, and we are hoping to read more from your book. Probably, I know you have your YouTube shorts too, where you are giving like very good information. So it will help all the people. Thank you so much. Thank you for your session.
Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure, and I feel passionate about sharing this good news about sleep. I want everybody to know the superpower. Thanks, Raj. Thanks, Srini, for arranging. Thanks, everybody. Good night, and
thank you all.
You guys go to sleep at 10 p.m.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Bijoy. Thanks, Raja. Thanks, Raja and team. It was very helpful for setting it up.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.